Making art with integrity means really being vulnerable. It means following your impulse. It means not knowing where you're going. It means being really curious and discovering things and following what really feels interesting to you and compelling to you and beautiful to you. It's a thing. Staying in your integrity as an artist is a thing, particularly if you want to sell your work. Because you can get caught up in what other people want, or what kind of affirmation you're getting, or people like this kind of thing, and so you start doing more and more of this kind of thing, and pretty soon you've forgotten entirely why you do the thing you do, and you don't actually enjoy it anymore. So how do you stay in your integrity as an artist and build a business as an artist? They're not mutually exclusive. They're really not. But it is a good question. So my short answer is that in terms of making art, keeping your integrity, you have to keep a sense of curiosity and intrigue and trusting your own process. So even if you're doing a big commission piece, there's the part about making it be interesting to you. And actually, there's a lot of interest in figuring out how to really connect with what your client is interested in. So you don't have to lose integrity in that way. You can stay in integrity and be focused on what your client is interested in because you're interested in it. So the short answer is stay in your curiosity, stay in your discovery. But it's more complex than that, I'll admit it, because it goes in waves, right? You can not even realize that you're losing your integrity. You can not even realize that you've been making for a market and you've lost your sense of what your own exploration is about. You only figure it out because you've gotten bored somehow or disengaged. So it's a process of continuing to come back to yourself. And so sometimes it's about doing little studies to juice things up. Sometimes it's about allowing yourself to go in a completely different direction than you thought you were going to go. And there is one piece of experience I want to give you about this. That when I was in my 20s and I was just starting and I was selling at craft shows, I would make endless numbers of pots in a way that I thought was totally marketable. And then I would make my sculpture, which I thought was probably not at all marketable, but was really kind of where my curiosity was and where my interest was. And 9 times out of 10, I would make more money on the sculptural things that I just didn't think anybody would be interested in because they had my integrity in them. They had my real interest in it. So my big takeaway for you is stay in what you find fascinating and trust that by doing that, you will be accessing or by putting it out in the world, the people who are also interested in that will find your work, right? That's who you're aiming at. You're not aiming at some generic populace. You're aiming at people who want what it is that you are investigating, you are interested in, you are exploring. So you have to stay with what you are doing with as much interest and integrity and tenacity as you can, and trust that the people who want it will buy it. All right, Val Gilman, Taproot Arts and Insight. Hope this is helpful.